it was one of the, I guess, most emotional times I've ever had in my life. Hold Miss Wallace's hand and explain to what happened to her son that night.
From platinum records to broken trust, the story of Biggie and Diddy's friendship is one of hip-hop's greatest tragedies. But what if everything we thought we knew about their relationship was a lie? Voletta Wallace, Biggie's mother, is ready to set the record straight, and her words will shake the foundation of hip-hop history. In this video, we'll take you on a journey through the rise and fall of Biggie and Diddy's partnership. We'll show you how Diddy went from being Biggie's mentor to becoming, in Voletta's words, his worst friend. Get ready for a story of ambition, jealousy, and betrayal that will change the way you see these hip-hop icons forever. The hip-hop industry saw the beginning of a dynasty in the early 1990s when Diddy's astute financial sense and Biggie's unadulterated skill clashed. Biggie, a Brooklyn native with a talent for telling gritty street stories, drew Diddy in with his charismatic charm and freestyle prowess. Biggie had the ability to control the rap industry and establish an empire, according to Diddy, who was then known as Puff Daddy. In 1993, Bad Boy Records was founded as a result of this pivotal encounter. Biggie became the label's main artist because to Diddy's industry connections and astute sense of marketability. On the surface, the collaboration appeared promising, with Biggie's lyrical genius complemented by Diddy's skill in promotion. However, power dynamics and financial inequities were already establishing themselves behind the glamour and gloss of their quick rise. Biggie became a household name almost immediately with the release of his debut album, Ready to Die, in 1994. Fans and reviewers alike were moved by his distinctive fusion of storytelling, wordplay, and flow, which led to him being dubbed the King of New York. Biggie's persona was meticulously developed under Diddy's direction to appeal to both mainstream and die-hard hip-hop fans. Biggie emerged as a new star in the East Coast hip-hop scene, which had been eclipsed by the West Coast's supremacy. Biggie was under increasing pressure to continue his success as Bad Boy Records gained clout. Diddy's active involvement in marketing and production aided Biggie's career growth, but also caused conflict. Diddy's domineering personality and propensity to interfere with Biggie's creative process were the subject of circulating rumors. Concerns were also raised about the two parties' financial relationships, with allegations circulating that Biggie wasn't receiving a fair portion of the money his talent was bringing in. Cracks were starting to develop in what appeared to be a flourishing partnership. When talking about business, Biggie's close friends and family observed a difference in his manner. He grew more reserved and frequently vented his dissatisfaction in private over his relationship with Diddy and the path his career was taking. Their ongoing commercial success frequently overshadowed these early warning indicators of disaster. Biggie believed he had Diddy figured out until a startling occurrence in a recording studio in New York turned everything upside down. Tupac Shakur's entry into the East Coast hip-hop scene would start a series of events that would eventually result in tragedy and permanently change the rap music landscape. Biggie and Tupac initially became close buddies very quickly. Both were up-and-coming celebrities with captivating personalities and indisputable talent. Respect for one another and a passion of rap music served as the foundation for their relationship. But Biggie and Diddy's friendship would eventually become a point of contention. Diddy's purported jealousy about the relationship between the two rappers increased along with Tupac's star status. The pivotal event occurred in 1994 when Tupac was repeatedly shot in a recording studio in New York. The notorious East Coast-West Coast rivalry that would rule hip-hop for years to come began with this violent episode. Tupac developed a strong animosity for his old pals because he believed Diddy and the Bad Boy group had set him up. Tupac and Biggie unintentionally became the leaders of their respective sides as the once friendly rivalry between the two coasts turned into a savage battle. Diddy's involvement in the dispute became more and more dubious as hostilities increased. Many conjectured that he was more interested in leveraging the competition for publicity than in safeguarding his artists. Dissension, media rumors, and covert power struggles all contributed to the escalation of animosity between the camps. Biggie, caught in the crossfire, struggled to balance his continued friendship with Tupac with his allegiance to Diddy. When Tupac was shot and killed in Las Vegas in September 1996, the situation reached a breaking point. Fingers started pointing in every direction as the hip-hop community was rocked to its foundation. According to reports, Biggie engaged additional protection while he was in Los Angeles out of concern for his personal safety. This action suggested a developing mistrust between him and Diddy and demonstrated the gravity of the threats he was facing. Following Tupac's passing, Biggie and Diddy's friendship grew more strained. Biggie's worries regarding his safety appeared to be ignored, as Diddy was reportedly more concerned with upholding Bad Boy's reputation and prosperity. Fear, suspicion, and unsolved conflicts were causing the two to lose their once unbreakable connection. Biggie was forced to play a risky game he never intended to play as the East-West rivalry boiled over. The shooting that had completely altered the course of events had prepared the way for a much more devastating catastrophe that would leave the hip-hop community in shock and prompt inquiries about power, loyalty, and the real nature of Diddy's connection with his biggest star. Biggie's actions in the final days of his life took an unexpected turn. He started avoiding Diddy and hired more security. But was it too late? Rumors that Biggie was preparing to depart Bad Boy Records started to swirl as tensions in the hip-hop industry reached an all-time high. The rap artist and his mentor's once unbreakable friendship had completely disintegrated. Biggie's increasing uneasiness was evident, and those who knew him saw a significant shift in his behavior. Biggie came to Los Angeles in early March 1997 to promote his much-awaited second album, Life After Death. Nobody was able to see the irony of the title because the city was still haunted by the memory of Tupac's murder 6 months prior. Biggie took extraordinary safety measures since he was well aware of the threats that were all around him. His choice to hire more security said a lot about his mental health and the imagined dangers he was facing. Biggie should have been victorious at the Soul Train Music Awards on March 7th. Rather, it turned into a terrifying foreshadowing of the impending calamity. The rapper was clearly unsettled by the audience's varied response, which included jeers from certain guests. This open show of animosity served as a sobering reminder of the long-standing conflicts that still afflicted the hip-hop scene. The distance between Biggie and Diddy grew more and more apparent as the evening went on. Just hours before the deadly shooting on March 8th, witnesses said they saw the two departing a party separately. His last act of separation from Diddy appeared to validate the mounting rumors that their relationship had soured. There were more questions than answers regarding the circumstances surrounding Biggie's untimely death in the early hours of March 9th. One area of disagreement was that he was in Los Angeles at all, considering the hazardous climate. Many questioned why Diddy, who was both his friend and manager, hadn't taken more precautions or advised against the trip. The murky underbelly of the music industry was made public when Biggie was killed. There was a lot of conjecture over Diddy's possible involvement or carelessness in safeguarding his famous artists. Some even speculated that Diddy stood to gain from Biggie's passing. This idea gained popularity after Diddy acknowledged that the tragedy helped his debut album, No Way Out, succeed. Voletta Wallace's suffering evolved into resentment and suspicion as the years went by and justice remained elusive. The mother was suddenly faced with a terrifying scenario after having previously trusted Diddy with her son's career.
After somebody who you trusted with your son's life told you that they didn't even know me. I seen how this lady loved and lost her only child. She took me around her whole house and I seen the memorial of Big.
Her words, "I'm sick to my stomach," perfectly captured the heartbreaking insight that her son's closest friend might have been his worst danger. A storm was building as Diddy's company expanded based on Biggie's legacy. The lady who knew Biggie the best was struggling with a difficult revelation behind closed doors. What did Voletta Wallace learn that caused her to become Diddy's harshest critic after having previously supported him? Voletta Wallace admired Diddy for years following the untimely death of her son. She saw him as a friend and mentor who had helped her son achieve fame, and she thought he had Biggie's best interests in mind. A mother dealing with an unfathomable loss found some solace in Diddy's public shows of sadness and pledges to preserve Biggie's memory during those early days of bereavement. But as time went on, Voletta's viewpoint started to change. Diddy's carefully constructed image began to reveal cracks as fresh material surfaced that put doubt on his relationship with Biggie. Numerous lawsuits and a federal inquiry have resulted from recent claims against Diddy, including claims of sexual assault and violence.
Following new developments in the case of the hip-hop mogul who is facing RICO charges in New York, Sean P. Diddy Combs
is claiming right now at this press conference that he has had over 3,000 individuals reach out to his law firm.
I'm Diddy Combs. Major new allegations today of sexual assault and exploitation by Combs.
In addition to damaging Diddy's reputation, these disclosures made Voletta reevaluate all of her preconceived notions about her son's former mentor. Voletta's attitude about Diddy has clearly changed, and this transformation is noticeable. A deep-seated sense of betrayal has replaced her original trust. She started to notice patterns of control and exploitation that she had previously missed as she reflected on Biggie's career and his last days. Her suspicions were heightened when she discovered that her son may have been preparing to depart Bad Boy Records just before his passing. The assertion made by hip-hop photographer Monique Bunn, I know for a fact because he told me that, supports the notion that Biggie was attempting to distance himself from Diddy's influence.
I tried to connect with Miss Wallace. It's when she needed me, and she used Perry Sanders to call me, but I used to be hurt because I knew the people that she had around her was Puff Boy.
Seeing Diddy profit from Biggie's reputation in the years after his passing has probably been the most upsetting thing for Voletta. Diddy's ongoing exploitation of Biggie's name and image, from posthumous album releases to merchandising and films, has left Voletta with a sour taste in her mouth. These opinions have been echoed by the hip-hop culture as a whole, which has questioned Diddy's morality and his part in protecting or abusing Biggie's legacy. Voletta's rage has boiled over as the accusations against Diddy keep getting worse. Her recent remarks, which exposed the extent of her disenchantment, have rocked the music industry. Now, the once supportive mother talks about Diddy with a mix of disdain and rage, her words brimming with the anguish of a woman who feels betrayed twice. Once by the guy she believed to be her son's ally, and again by the death of her son.
Because I knew that those other cats that she had around her, they was for the benefit of themselves. Wayne Barrows, they was all cool with Puff. You understand? When they was working for Ms. Wallace.
A clear reminder of the intricate and frequently sinister nature of the music business is provided by Voletta's journey from trust to indignation. Her tale poses difficult queries regarding power, loyalty, and the real price of hip-hop stardom. One thing is certain as the hip-hop community struggles with these disclosures. Biggie Smalls' legacy and the reality of his relationship with Diddy might never be the same.